All right. Welcome back to another edition of the Cornhole Insider podcast. And we are going to talk about some really cool stuff going on this summer and focus in on some fun ACO events going on. We've got Mr. Al Desert Storm Bag Daddy Murphy up in the upper left corner. Mr. Al, how are you?
Good, how are you?
And at an undisclosed vacation location, since today marks the end of the regular season for ACO. Mr. Frank Geers enjoying a nice vacation. How you doing, Frank?
Joel, I'm doing great. And as much as I'd like to think it's only a vacation, I've been on the phone for 5 hours today. So exciting stuff there. We secured our Panama City Beach venue again for next season. So that was part of today's tasks.
All right. And Frank, of course, is the Cornhole Dude, the head of the ACO, and we wanted to bring Frank on. And I'm going to warn you right now, Frank, we have a special guest who's going to jump in here at some point and wants to talk to you a little bit. So don't be afraid, but I'm just going to warn you. So prepare yourself emotionally. That's all I'm going to say. So we're going to focus in on some real cool stuff coming up, and the ACO is really treating, Frank, us people up here in the Midwest to some pretty cool stuff with Oshkosh and the big vets thing and the EMT thing in August in Green Bay and the Field of Dreams in Iowa. You just love us Midwest people up here, don't you, Frank?
I tell you what, something is in the water or the cheese up that way. I don't know. the drinks, the beverages, I have no idea what it is, but there is a lot of great stuff going on up that way.
Let's talk about Oshkosh, first of all, because that's coming up already in just a couple of weeks. We got a very special event that is a treat for the pros, but even if people aren't ACO pros, there's a lot of good competition and some fun stuff and good money to be won that weekend of the 17th, I think. Tell us a little bit about that.
There is. I tell you, what's kind of exciting about that particular event is, number one, the purse is a nice purse. I mean, the purse has $25,000 attached to it. This is at the Oshkosh arena out there. Real excited to make this event, hopefully an annual event there. That's the game plan. Expecting a very nice crowd of players out there. This was not only an event that was built for our pro players, because the centerpiece of the event really is the pro singles on Saturday. You have to be an ACO pro player to compete in it. It's got $15,000 tied to it. I mean, that is the element that is the crown jewel of this Oshkosh event. But like you were saying, Joel, there are numerous other tournaments tied into this. Friday night, I think we have a tailgater quad event, a pro quad event going on. A little bit of confusion on the pro doubles and the pro quads. So the pro quad is where a team signs up and one of the teammates has to be an ACO pro. The other teammate cannot be a pro player or an ACO pro player. It is somebody that is a non-pro player. Those two players end up getting paired with another team of similar makeup to make up what we call the pro quad, right? And then the tailgater quad is no pros allowed, two just cornhole players. You do not have to be a member of the ACO to be competing in this tournament either. The only thing you have to be, if you're considered a pro in this event, is an ACO pro. We'll actually be putting out the final list, Joel, here shortly, of not only the players that finished season 17 capturing that pro status for the next 2 years with our organization, but it also will encompass those players who have achieved pro status from yesteryear, right? So when a player earns pro status with us, they keep that pro status for 2 solid seasons after earning it. So those pro players that earn pro status in season 17, which we're in now, will have pro status with the ACO for seasons 18 and 19. But yeah, lots of great stuff going on in Oshkosh. And, it's all online for players to read about it. The pro doubles takes place Saturday morning early. I think that kicks off at like 9 o'clock. And then around 11, we have the tailgater doubles. But really hoping that this turns into a special event, and would love to get players from, all over up in that neck of the woods to support this thing and make it a big bash.
So June 17th, 18th, that's in Oshkosh. pretty close to most people in the Midwest up here. Talk a little bit about, now you mentioned there's obviously benefits for those who really, you know, dedicated a lot of time, travel, effort to get to regionals, to get to majors, to become a pro. And you're really going to reward in Jeffersonville the top 8 pros. This is going to be a big event for those guys, and to really reward them for all their dedication this past year, right?
It is the situation we have in Jeffersonville, Ohio, at the Outlet Mall up there. You know, it's where we're giving our players. There's only going to be 8, Joel. It's the top 8 players. Now, if player number 6 decides they can't come or are not able to make it to the event, then it's going to go to player 9 to get the choice. So we are going to go backwards to get the best 8 players that are available and eligible to compete in this thing. Doesn't cost those players anything. There's a guaranteed $7,500 on the line for these men and women to compete. We will be broadcasting it through Facebook and our YouTube channel. And but they're getting a 2-night stay, a 2-night stay. Each of the 8 players, we're going to give them a $50 Visa card, and every player is going to be guaranteed a minimum of $375 just for showing up. So it's a really cool special event. It's only going to happen from for like a 6-hour period. We're going to be kicking things off around 9 o'clock, and championships will be completed by, I think, 3 o'clock that day. We are talking about developing alongside of that, while this main centerpiece attraction is going on. We might do like a Switch Holio tournament or something to get some of our regular cornhole players down there to check this spectacle out. But this is really being developed for the guests of the shopping center to have something cool to look at, which is watching these top level cornhole players compete head to head.
Very cool. And
what is the date on that, Frank?
That's July 9th. That's Saturday, July 9th in Jeffersonville, Ohio.
And that'll be streamed, I'm assuming, then for people to watch then?
We will be streaming it. Whole nation will be there in the house with Rich Pyle, and Finn will be there doing the commentating, and hopefully even our very own Philip Barnett will be in the house as well.
Yeah, and just a lot of great things for those, you know, as people consider what they're going to do next year. I tell you what, playing in the ACO, this is some of the rewards of the players who traveled, who did stuff. You didn't mention that one in Oshkosh, the singles for the pros in Oshkosh. That's $5,000 for first place. So that's a nice reward for somebody.
That's a nice reward. And again, there is an entry fee for our pro players in that particular one. That's $80 to compete, but it's paying out the top. I think it's top 16 players in that particular tournament. Are guaranteed money. I believe it might. So that's a great one. But $5,000 for first place is huge. And matter of fact, I think it's paying out the top. The top 16 there. 16th, I think, gets them $200.
Okay. All right. We got a few more to talk about, but I got someone who just requested to join our Zoom here. Hang on just a second here. I want to see who this guy is here. I think he's going to be popping in here in just a second. Possibly. Oh, my wife warned me that this is going to be a technical nightmare. Oh, there he is. Mr. Bubbalicious. Randy
Bubbalicious is in the house.
In the house, Frank, with you.
Love it.
I told him, Frank.
What are you doing right now, brother?
Well, right now, to be honest with you, Frank, I'm looking for mother. I've been on a years-long journey here, and I'm leaving no house unturned. So hold on a second. You can kind of help me out here.
Is this going to be used in prosecutions or a legal court system somewhere?
It usually is.
Do you recognize Bubble? You know Bubbalicious there, Mr. Geers, right?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
I think Bubbalicious might have showed up at Al Baghdadi's house here. Hang on just a second here, Frank. I apologize for this. You're on vacation. You got a cold beer, warm weather. You got nothing to do.
I got cold beer. It's all good.
Al, have you seen Mother?
No, I have not.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Well,
mother's not here.
All right, Mr. Baghdadi,
Bye,
we'll check in with you again shortly. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm going to put him back in the waiting room. So let's. I apologize for that, Frank. I don't know where.
That's classic.
So we talked about Oshkosh. We talked about Jeffersonville. Let's just touch a little bit on Worlds for anybody who's thinking about going to Branson in late July. This is a week-long event. This is the biggest cornhole tournament in the world. And it's just going to be so much fun. I had a chance to be at that convention center last year for one of the majors, and I'm really looking forward that the location down by the riverfront, this is just going to be a great week. That's the ACO Worlds.
It is. You don't find any better place than, Branson in the country, especially for us, for our people. I mean, there's so many things to do there, from golfing to hiking to find, good restaurants, bars, music, just all sorts of stuff. But on top of all that will be the most competitive cornhole week that goes on during the course of an entire season, entire year. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. We were just there this past weekend in Branson. And again, if you've not been to Branson, I'm looking forward to getting you to Branson because it is a cool city. It's got that riverfront down there, or the landing area next to the convention center that makes it extra special. I think this will hands down be the best world championships to date.
All right, it's gonna be a great week down there. People can check out everything at americancornhole.com, or they can ACO Facebook page. There's all kinds of information on there. The schedule is out for it already. It's going to be a great week there. Now, if Bubbalicious shows up where you are on vacation there, Frank, then
then we're in trouble, dude.
I know,
that dude has some technology that none of us have access to. Because if I could transport to all the tournaments that I'm supposed to be at with his technology, I'm in, baby.
We might be onto something here. So now I want to talk a little bit about the veterans thing going on in Green Bay. I believe this is at the Resch Center, because this is going to be a very cool weekend. Just for cornhole in general, but we're saluting a lot of our EMTs, firefighters. Tell us about that a little bit in Green Bay this summer.
Yeah, that one's extra special to me. I'm very, very excited. I've been trying to pull this together for probably 15 years now. I've tested the water a little bit, in the past, but I really think now we have finally found the right city, the right partnership. This is going to be at the Resch Center, I think is the proper enunciation of it. And that place, if you've not been there, Joel or Alan, is it's spectacular. I mean, it's 120,000 square feet. We're only going to be using about 40,000 square feet of the indoor space. But that is going to be followed up by an outdoor space that's going to be tied to the indoor space. And there's these glass garage doors that we're going to be opening up. So it's good. This is going to be the first event that I think that we personally have ever done that is really kind of an indoor-outdoor experience. The main tournament's going to be going on inside, but outside these glass doors where the tailgating zone is, you're going to be looking out at Lambeau Field, which is just spectacular. And this event is all about what we have deemed as our heroes, man. It's the men and women who are in the fire department, the police department, the EMTs, those first responders. We're talking about the military, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard. Yeah. So there's basically, 8 different groups of, people that qualify, as heroes for this thing. There's 3 main tournaments, Joel, that go on during the course of the weekend. And the week actually starts on Wednesday night. We're going to have like a welcome bash, but Thursday is the main day that activity kicks off. But you have a big tournament going on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, qualifying kind of rounds for the later evening activity. Each tournament costs, you can buy into each tournament individually at $75 per team, and each day is a team of 2. One day we've got the team of 2 playing in the quad. So Thursday begins with the quads. Once again, the way that the ACO runs our quads is a team of 2 gets paired with a random team of 2 other people to make their foursome. So Thursday is all about quads. Friday ends up being, I believe that one is a luck of the draw. A luck of the draw where the doubles team is actually split apart from one another, and they get drawn randomly to other people to compete. And based on the performance of those two teams, the points that they earn as a group will dictate, who kind of wins that tournament. That's going to be a fun day. And then Saturday is your traditional bring your own partner. So it goes quads, the luck of the draw, and then the, Saturday, bring your own partner. Each day, though, is a $75 tournament. However, if you want to buy the package for $150, that gets you into all three tournaments. Each tournament has a $3,000 purse tied to it, guaranteed. If we get some bigger sponsorships and stuff involved this first year, we might even see that purse grow. But there's a bonus $1,000 on the line for a team that comes together as one of these hero groups. So anybody can compete in these tournaments, but the only way to be part of winning the Heroes Cup itself and winning the Heroes jersey, you have to be a team that has one of these 8 groups that I mentioned to you before, Joel. I don't know. That was a lot of information that I just kind of rambled off to you, but it's exciting. And I don't know if it made any sense, but tried to make some sense of it for you.
And that's in Green Bay, and a lot of our people that watch this podcast, videocast, are in Green Bay. So check out all the information again, AmericanCornhole.com. It's there, and there'll be more information. That's the weekend of August, I think 11, 12, 13. I got that right.
11, 12. Yeah, it took us a little bit. We're getting ready to create their landing page for this specific event. There is a Facebook page already out there. Tickets are being sold already. We did get the hotel link out there just last week, I think it was. But we had to wait till mid-May to figure out what the Packers schedule was, to figure out which actual weekend that we were going to be able to play this thing in.
Okay. All right. We got another one to talk about, but hang on, Al.
It does seem fitting that the Heroes should be going to Green Bay.
He said that because I'm a Viking fan,
Oh, man.
Thanks for the jab, Al. I appreciate it. Just for that, Bubbalicious might be showing up at your door. Hang on, he's checking back in here. Hang on, Frank. I apologize for this. We got one more to talk about, but I got Bubbalicious. Where are you?
Well, I've looked high, I've looked low, I even looked at Al's house and no mother. So here I am.
Now, Frank, do you think there's a possibility that Bubbalicious' mom is avoiding him?
I do not want to believe that. She loves him, I know.
Frank, at all costs, she is. So anyhow, so Frank, I miss you.
I got to get me some Bubbalicious.
Well, say, listen, I'll give you an opportunity. Come World. I don't know what your schedule's like.
Oh, boy.
Maybe we can doubles.
We can't. I would, but we can't. We had to play a game. We had to play doubles together. We had to get at least our 12 points in, and we didn't do that this season.
Let's sneak one in. Where are you at right now?
Season's over.
Top secret, man. Top secret. There is a beach and ocean right behind me.
Now I'm going to say something that's going to be a jab at both of you. How about you guys just plan on playing against each other in tier 3 singles?
Ooh.
Ouch.
Hey, now wait, Joel. I have to tell you, man. I actually played pretty good this past weekend in Branson. Although it was in tier 2, there was a lot of good competition that fell down in tier 2. And one of my favorite victories was beating Stacy Van Gelder. So I was proud of that win, Stacy. Thank you.
Since Bubba is sitting like approximately 3 feet from me, I'm going to zap him over there, and he's going to join us in just a second here. But I want to talk a little bit too about the Field of Dreams, because this is really a cool event. And this is another incentive for some people who have finished in the top 40 this past season, Frank. But it's also an open invite for anyone to come and see this really cool place that's got some big things going in the next couple of years. I know they plan on adding on, and that's coming at the end of August. So talk a little bit about, I know you're really excited about this.
I'm super stoked about this one. This one's been something I've been working with those guys over there for about 5 years, and it just got under new ownership about a year and a half ago. And the gentleman that I was working with, really helped to solidify us once the new ownership came into place, and he retained his job there. But no, we are the event is that third week there in August. It is an event that will happen annually. That's the game plan. It is open to any team or anybody that wants to try to compete and qualify in this. But what is special about it is what we've done for our Corny 40. You were talking about it earlier, Joel, today, and rewarding those players that compete with the ACO throughout the season. And this is one of what I think one of the greatest events we've pulled together to reward those players. If you're not familiar, maybe some of your listeners aren't familiar with what the Corny 40 is. That is the top 40 players at the end of a points earning season for the ACO. And it's pretty hard and pretty special to be in that elite group. Well, this year, if you were in that group, you get to compete in the Field of Dreams event. A couple things. We got the Corny 40 Classic going on that Saturday. And we also have what else is going on that weekend? We've got the championship, the $25,000 event going on that Sunday. Now we're going to take those 40 players and they get to play on Sunday for free. We're also going to give those 40 players a free room night on that Saturday, in town there or just outside of town. We're also going to give those 40 players their very own Field of Dreams ACO Corny 40 jersey to be worn that weekend. Now, with 40 players, we got 64 spots in that Sunday tournament. That means we still have 24 openings. What's going to happen there is we've got 4 qualifiers going on, 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday, where the general public can try to qualify to make their way to center stage or in the barn on that Sunday. But no, this event is very, very, very exciting for us. What I love about it too is a lot of it's going to be outdoors, celebrating the whole, Dyersville Field of Dreams location, which if you've not been there, it is absolutely something special. But no, I'm looking forward to that, Joel, for sure.
Yep, it's going to be a good weekend, a very good week. Oh, there he is.
Uh-oh.
If I could have superimposed Bubba behind you, Frank, I got to work on my technology. That would have been cool and really scary for you.
That would have freaked me out, dude.
Frank, when you're having the Field of Dreams, we're going to be having the Field of Broken Dreams. Anybody that can't make there, come to Field of Broken Dreams. Up in the UP of Michigan.
Bubbalicious, I better see you at the Field of Dreams.
I think there's a good chance you're going to see him at Worlds. That is if he might sneak into the back of my car without me seeing. So
that's hilarious.
Hey, if at all at Worlds would be a chance that you and I might have a throw off.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down.
Is it airmail or is it regular?
Oh, well, you know what? Well, I'll leave that up to Frank, but I don't think he wants to airmail against Bubbalicious.
Well, I'm warning you because after Frank beat Joanne from our group over in Michigan, there was a lot of trash talking going on. So you might want to watch out a little bit. Frank's pretty good at that.
What do you think, Frank?
Bubbalicious, you're just going to become another one of those names on my refrigerator, buddy.
All right. Well, so Frank, there's just so much fun stuff going on with the ACO, and this is in the off season, really. I mean, the Worlds is obviously big, but the points actually ended yesterday, so the final standings are being put out. And and for those who aren't familiar with the ACO, just tell us, wrap it up by telling us about all the perks, the free jerseys that these guys get for finishing in the top in the standings, because there's a lot of perks that go along with being an ACO top player, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Once again, the Corny 40 are privileged by receiving free entry into the tournament at the World Championships. The top 80 pro players end up getting a free jersey from the ACO to sport and wear next season. Which actually is really cool. We'll have to get back on one of these days, Joel, if you invite me back to talk about that new Pro Series stuff that we've got going on.
Oh, boy. Now the beast, Blake, is with us, too.
They just keep coming, man. They just keep coming.
they just
Where are they dropping out of the sky?
He's celebrating. My son is celebrating today, the first day of being an ACO pro.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. Well, we better see you in Wisconsin there in Oshkosh, bud.
Oh yeah, you'll see me there. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. When I saw you do up in Cedar Rapids, no doubt that you are a pro player after seeing the way you performed out there on center stage, dude.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So good stuff.
So you mentioned the free jersey for the pro players. Also, the Gunner Top 20 for doubles get some stuff too, right?
Yeah. The Top Gun players, they get free entry as well into their divisions. Right now, they do not get a jersey just yet. We haven't got our sponsors in place, but they earn the privilege of being able to purchase one of those jerseys at this moment in time. But no, the Top Gun is a pretty special elite area to be in as well.
Yeah. All right. Check out AmericanCornhole.com and on Facebook too. And a lot of exciting things coming up here this summer, right for us here in the Midwest. We're just thrilled. We're going to get these Southern boys up here talking y'all and drawling up here with us borderline Yoopers. So it's going to be a fun summer up here.
Well, I'm putting it on your guys' shoulders, man, to make sure you promote and get these things big, because they're set to be here for years to come. All right. It is your backyard. So let's see what we can do.
Frank, we look for we thank you for taking the time. I know it's an exciting time. We got a lot of bag companies jumping on board with the ACO stamp right here. There, my son and I, Ruthless. Big Cisco and Josh, and there's so many exciting things happening with the ACO stamp this year that people are jumping on board, and it's just a great time to be involved in the sport, isn't it?
It is a great time. We are up to, I believe, Joel, 23 bag manufacturers from New Mexico to California to Texas that have jumped into the mix, and real excited about all those men and women and those businesses that have gotten involved, just like the certified officials. I mean, it's one big family. It's this one big group that is all helping to grow this sport together.
All right, Frank, thanks for taking time to join us. We'll let you get back to your family and your cold one there and enjoying a little time off. We'll see you in a couple weeks in Oshkosh, I hope. Okay.
All right. Cheers. Thank you, brother.
You bet.
Thanks,
Take care,
Frank.
Thank you. Frank Geers there. He is the Cornhole Dude with the head of the American Cornhole. Wait a minute. I thought when Frank was gone, I thought Bubba would disappear too, but he's still here.
Miss you, Al.
Al, he'll be right over. Hang on, let me get up.
Moved.
Al, you had nightmares before about what just happened earlier, didn't you?
Well, I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
Now he knows where you live now.
I moved.
Al, Restore You Classic a week from Friday. It's sneaking up, right?
Yeah, it's here. It's almost here. Lots of exciting stuff. Park Falls Ice Arena, June 9th and June 10th. Switch Holio Friday night, singles and doubles on Saturday. Social division for the people that don't play very often. Lots of fun stuff. I had a couple inquiries that we will be taking entries up to the time of the tournament starts both days. We encourage pre-registration, but it's not necessary. All
right. So go to Scoreholio, search for Restore You, RESTORU. Sign up on there. Join us up here. $1,000 guaranteed for doubles for first place. $500 guaranteed for singles for first place. What did you post? Like, was it over 4,000 in payouts or something? You said, was that right?
Yep, over $4,000 over the weekend.
Hey,
probably
Al,
closer, probably more than that.
Okay.
So I want to add to that. I talked to my partner, and what we'll do a side games, whatever. For $5, we'll take on any other team airmail challenge. I think what we'll do is maybe do 4 rounds. And if it ends up in a tie at that time, we'll have a throw off. But for $5, you can take on Sweet Baby J and Bubba. And if you win $10. If we win, that $5 will go to whatever charity that you want it to go to.
Is Sweet Baby J going to get a second job?
It's contingent.
Bubba's going to get a first job.
Some restrictions apply, not available in Alaska and Hawaii, right?
That's what's on the tagline.
That's what's on the tagline. We're going to have a good time that weekend at the Restore You Classic. Tons of sponsors, tons of bags. We're hoping to get the gentleman from Wreck-It Boards on before the show, because I think, is he still coming up from Texas, Al?
Well, last I talked to him, I'm sure that he's coming to Wisconsin to work. Whether he makes a tournament or not, I'm not sure. I know they've had a lot happening in their area recently, that they have a raffle going on for the school shooting victims, which I think was somewhere close to him. So
yeah,
I know there's a lot going on there.
Center Court will be streamed with Eddie's bag reviews, professional 4-camera system. It's going to be pretty cool. So it's going to be a good weekend at Restore You event coming up a week from Friday, Saturday, and that is the 10th and 11th. For some reason my weekends are just messed up in my brain for some reason. And a lot of other local tournaments. Woodpeckers Bar in Rhinelander the weekend of the 25th. There's also
the 26th. Actually, I just looked the other day because we keep going back and forth. It's on a Sunday.
Okay, on a Sunday. And there's a Badger State qualifier that Jordan and the folks at Golden Sands are doing down in the Wausau area. That's the same weekend as Restore You. They couldn't control that, but that's a fun event down there. And there's tons of tournaments. Go to the Northern Wisconsin Cornhole Facebook page, go to events, and Al does a good job of putting anything on there, any and all events. Join that page and do us a favor and hit, is your name subscribe?
Subscribe.
So hit subscribe and help us out on the YouTube page. And that it doesn't cost anything. You might have to sign in or something, I don't know, and create an account. But every time we do a show like this, we will you'll get a notification. And plus, Mr. Baghdadi, coming up soon, we did the top 10 Minnesota players, and coming up in the next couple of weeks, we will have the top 15 Wisconsin cornhole players, because we have a couple of guys that are kind of lingering on the Michigan border that we're going to include. So we figured we'd make it up to top 15.
Those lingers.
That coming soon. Blake and I found out last Saturday that it's probably not a good idea to put out a Minnesota top 10 list 3 days before you travel to the state of Minnesota. Everyone was pretty nice to us. It was Lefty Joe Trudeau's birthday. So he had a few in him. I'm not sure he even knew we were there. Andrew Cox was pretty nice. Everybody was very nice to us, actually. We had a fun time. There was a lot of chat at the tournament when someone missed a shot. They would say, hey, Chico, does that drop you a spot in the top 10? Did you miss that shot? There was just some fun poking going on. So it was a good time. All right, Mr. Baghdadi, thank you for putting up with him dropping by. If you see Mama, let him know, okay?
Swinging by for a nightcap, Al.
I'll make sure and lock the doors.
And with that, we'll see you everybody. See you next time on the Cornhole Insider Podcast.